Welcome to this new video in a brand new series. From now on, every Monday morning I'll be posting a video, a devotional. And this will be the introduction to this devotional series. So it's not an actual devotion, but I still wish you many blessings while you listen to this first one.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's morning here in the woods near my house, near Voorthuizen in the center of the Netherlands. And I'm walking through the woods again, as you can clearly see, with my new, what's it called? Gimbal thing. Because the other one, I just recorded something last week, and that was so bad that it wasn't any good quality anymore. It was so shaky that I thought that's not gonna work. So luckily it was my birthday not too long ago, so I got some birthday money and spent that on a new gimbal, which I have to say is way better quality, as you can clearly see. Anyway, I felt led to start a second video series, basically, next to the one that I'm doing on Fridays, which will be about fivefold ministry and things like that. I thought it would be a good plan to basically take you on a journey with me in devotional or quiet time or intimacy with God as I'm discovering it myself, because I'm no expert at all. I'm just an expert in knowing that I lack something. So here I am, starting a journey with you. Anyway, years and years and years ago, while I'm checking out the path here, see, yeah, they took away the branches. There was here on this path. Oh wait, wrong button. Which button was that? Was it once? No, it was 3 times probably. Yeah, well, there's all kinds of buttons here, and I forgot which one I needed to press now. Well, never mind. I was going to show you the path here. It's really really wide now. Anyway, this journey started years ago, and I've always felt a bit felt like I was missing something in my life, and I felt guilty about that, guilty about not spending enough time with God. And to a certain extent, you can never spend enough or too much time with God. I mean, He's the creator of you, of everything around you, of me, everything around me. I'm walking through the forest here, which, well, maybe not at the moment, because it's not that green at the moment, but it creates the oxygen that I need to breathe. I didn't come up with that plan. I didn't come up with this huge, enormous creation. I didn't come up with the whole circle of life, circle of water, for instance, that I drink. And then, of course, I pee. It goes into the ground or into my toilet at home, goes through a whole system. And somehow it falls back from the sky, totally cleaned. I mean, it's just brilliant. And the whole carbon circle as well. I didn't come up with that. So this amazing God that created all this this whole earth for me, how can I ever spend too much time with Him? I think that's a good question. Anyway, I've always felt a bit guilty about that, and that also comes from a very unrealistic expectation I had years ago. Years ago, there was a pastor, or a visiting minister. Let's not call him a pastor, because I'm not sure if he actually was. I teach on a fivefold. I want to be careful with labeling people into roles that they might not have. As you can see there's a lot of wood that was cut down and it's still there. That's what I was afraid of this path would be filled with. Anyway, this visiting minister came to my church when I was in my teens, late teens, I think. And he said, tithing is really important, but we only look at tithing with our money. Why don't we also look at tithing with everything? And also tithe our time. I was like, as a principle, that sounds really nice. But then he went on to explain, so I now take 2.5 hours each day to totally devote to God, devote to my time with Him, spending in intimacy. I tell my secretary to not disturb me. I tell my secretary that I'm not to be disturbed by anyone. And my wife and kids know this as well. And I just spend 2.5 hours in the presence of God. I'm like, that sounds amazing. But how? And especially now, as a father of 5 children, as a husband of an amazing wife, as someone with quite a busy life, got a company, writing books for myself and others, and lots of other things. How am I ever going to find 2.5 hours in a day? And he also said, in one go. So it's not like he spends a few minutes here, a few minutes there, and in total it adds up to 2.5 hours. No, it was like, I'm spending 2.5 hours in a row in one block of time, 2.5 hours, that's it. That's never going to be possible. Not for the average Joe. My name's not Joe, but you know what I mean. And well, I felt that was unattainable. And so I might have thought in my mind that, this guy is speaking from a level of intimacy that somehow he can cultivate because he's got this whole huge ministry around him, because at that time he had a huge ministry around him that supports him in this and that actually pays him to do things like that. It's like, it put an unfair expectation on myself. I knew that I wouldn't be able to do anything like that. I knew that I was going to be totally totally unable to do that in any way or form. Work 8 hours a day at that time. Next to that, breaks don't get paid, so you're actually spending 9 hours at work, something like that, or 8.5. Get paid for 8. You need to sleep for a few hours a night, say 8. You need some time to prepare meals. You need some time for travel between work and home. You need some time for, add it all up. And it's not like you can plan it differently, because for me, my labor time, it's not like it's paid. For him, it was. For him, as the leader of a big ministry, it was time. The 2.5 hours each day, that time was paid. And I knew that was impossible for me. So anyway, I felt guilty about that. And for years, I knew I should pray more. I should spend more time with God. I should, read the Bible more. I should. I'm a happy man and very fortunate that I've received several revelations through the years, and I teach from those revelations as well, just by reading the Bible, but also spending time with God, talking to other people, and suddenly the Holy Spirit lays something new in my mind. I'm like, wow. It's a revelation. But I knew there was more, or there is more still. How do I get that? How do I find that more that there is in my life? Well, and I noticed, I'm focusing on what doesn't work. I'm focusing on, this won't work for me. It's impossible to spend 2.5 hours each day in in quiet time. It's impossible with young kids. Try to find 2.5 hours a day when you're not counting your time sleeping. So it's impossible for me to do that. So it is possible. And that was a hard thing for me to actually come to the point to think, why am I only looking at the impossibilities of spending more time with God instead of looking at the possibilities? So now, this is my start of my journey, looking at the possibilities. And to be honest, I am a blessed man. I have the time to walk around the forest and spend time with God walking here. And just a sec, need to go through a fence here. I have the time to and the possibility to just walk around and talk to God. But what if you're not? And what if you need to live from revelation as well? Because we all need to. Now, I'm starting a journey here. And from now on, every Monday morning, I'll make sure that there's a video ready. Just basically documenting my journey, talking about the things that I've received during my quiet time, but also looking at different ways of actually having quiet time. Now, and I was at a friend's, most of these videos, by the way, will be 10 minutes or less. So this is going to be the longest in that series, probably. But I still need to walk to look where I'm walking. I was at a friend's book launch last Friday, and some of his stuff wasn't actually his stuff. He found something which I will be sharing with you. It's 10 steps in a prayer to just go through the Bible and receive directly from the Holy Spirit, directly from God, about the different things that He wants to tell you about the Bible. So every single story in the Bible, every single thing in the Bible has a personal message to tell to you. And he found this very cool method. So the next video will be about that. Because you can easily do that in, say, 5-10 minutes a day. But not to have you hanging until next week and waiting for something. Just pray to God and ask Him how you could look at the possibilities. Lord, how can we make this work? How can we actually take some time together to talk? How can I receive from you in my busy daily life? Show me where the time is, because there is some time. You probably won't have 2.5 hours, but there is time for you to spend with God. Now, I'll leave you with that. I hope this was a blessing, and from next week on, every Monday morning, I will make sure that there's a video ready. And I hope it's going to be useful for you. So, have a great day, be blessed, and see you next week.
You've listened to a podcast by the 1820 Foundation and 5volt.eu. For more information and contact, please visit www.5volt.eu. We are a ministry, and all the work we do is made possible from donations. If you would like to support us and contribute to the building of the kingdom, please also check out our website, the1820foundation.nl. Thank you for listening. Many blessings.